Consistency, yeah, that's a master key. In my mind's I see, unlocks my legacy.
Hey there, Capricorn and a Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning back in to Om Prana by Om Collective. I am Hailey, and today we are going to be doing your love energy reading for the month of May. Thank you so much again to everybody who has taken their time to watch, like, subscribe all of my videos. I really appreciate every single last one of you. Thank you so much. Now, one more announcement before I get right into the reading. For the month of May, I am going to be having a 50% off sale for everybody who has Taurus in their chart. So if you have Taurus as your moon sign, as your rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, all that great stuff, then you get to have a 50% off discount on any of my astrological services as well as the energy readings. So check out my website. The link is down below if you want to book something for yourself or for a loved one. Okay. So let's start with a prayer and then we're going to, jump straight into the reading. Divine Creator, we thank you so much for the gift of this new day. I, in particular, would like to thank you for placing me in front of the collective of Capricorn and Virgo in order to be a channel of your messages of love, light, healing, and blessings. I humbly ask that you may assist me to channel messages of clarity, abundance, and for their highest good and ascension. I also humbly ask that my spirit guides and my ancestors of the highest good be present, as well as those of the collective of Virgo and Capricorn. I also humbly ask for the presence of the archangels, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron, and Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you. Alright guys, so first of all, I feel the need to tell you this because I think it's part of the reading. This is like the third time I'm trying to record your video. Yeah, I won't get into the specifics, but most of you are having to face a lot of distractions. Either that or you feel distracted in your mind. You feel like you're not able to do something that you've been wanting, to do, that you've been preparing yourself to do. I'm getting another group of you that I'm just getting this visual of somebody offering like a cup, like like the cups in the cards, like the way cups represent like emotions and love feelings. Like you give somebody your cup and they pour it in your face like continuously, not in your face like on your face, but like you offer them your cup and then they pour the water on the ground and you're like, okay, maybe let me try again, and you offer the cup and they pour it in the ground. And I feel like that is indicative of you constantly choosing to work on things that don't work for you. Maybe some of you in the past had chosen to go back to try and work out previous relationships, and found out that they're not working, and it's kind of making you feel like like you don't deserve love, that love never works, that love is quote unquote a battlefield. And the divine is guiding me to let you know that that isn't love. Like, your perception of love is going to change because you've been having the wrong perception of love. This is your first oracle card, abundance. So abundance is definitely on the way. So for some of you, I remember in the April reading, especially for my Virgos, I remember telling you that some of you are working on your generational wealth. You're working to the second card is low vibes, you see. So you're working to bring, an amount of wealth to your family that's going to last for generations. But that can't work with the type of people that you've been letting into your space, both friend-wise and romantically. Now, I'm being urged to also speak to you about now, to go back to that point about learning how to love. Um, most of you, these are too many, most of you have a screwed perception of love from different avenues. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. There's a group of you that your perception of love is screwed based off of your upbringing. Well, that's for most of us, right? Some of you are, males, and ooh, there have been so many cards. So I'm going to just show you what they all say, but I'm not going to take all of them. Or I think I should. It says take a risk, then there's divine feminine and act now. Yeah, so basically what I was saying was some of you, it's from your upbringing. You were taught, especially this is for the masculines, you were taught to not feel your emotions per se, to hide your emotions and just push them deep down and just suck it up, suck it up. Um, but that is not really healthy for you because you are having to, I mean, at some point it's kind of like a balloon. You know, the way you keep blowing in air and keep blowing in the air and blowing in the air, it's going to burst at some point. Why do I say this? Emotions are energy in motion. The more you suppress them, it's not like they're not going to be there anymore. They are going to be there. And I think that's why some of you, this is a group of you, not all Virgos and Capricorns, just a small group of you, have been struggling with some sort of addiction in any way, shape, or form. It could be in terms of food, in terms of, watching too much TV, in terms of anything, drugs, alcohol, anything, because you find that your emotions are starting to become too much, or they have been too much for you to process, that you needed to find a way to forget for a bit, but the divine is asking, how is that working out for you, because in the morning when you wake up, you still remember what you were trying to forget. You know what I mean? So the divine is also urging me to tell you that this advice I'm giving you is totally up to you. Like, he he created you in such a way that you have free will. um and sorry, correction, the divine has no sex, but yes, the creator created you in such a way that you have free will, in a way that options will be presented to you because you hold the pen that writes your life story. So either, for those of you who decide to have ears for my advice, hear it. For those who don't want to, that's also totally fine. Your life is totally up to you. So for the people who are willing to have a life change, the divine has something amazing, that is set up for you. There is something abundant that is on the way. But this abundance can only come through when you decide to be abundance in self. You know what I mean? For example, there is a group of you that I'm being informed, has this kind of self-sabotatory habit, in the sense that you say that every time you get into a relationship it ends badly. Now remember that you are a master manifester. Whatever you think and truly believe will come to be. So is it a shocker that, if you believe that every relationship you get into is going to be a horrible one, that it turns into one of those? You know what I mean? You are being encouraged by the divine and your spirit guides as well. Most of you also, they've been trying to speak to you in the dream state and also in your waking state, but for some reason you are either ignoring them or you just don't want to listen, or you feel like it's part of your crazy thoughts coming to you. But there is a gift that is waiting for you from the divine, and it's something that you asked for. That's the specificity of it. So that's how you'll know what the gift is. You've been asking for it, you've been waiting for it, and the divine has been watching you go through this cycle of, not really being in a legitimate type of relationship, not finding someone who really does care about you, for who you are, flaws and all, you know what I mean? But the cause of this is because the divine needed to prepare you for this gift that you asked for. Because the type of gift that you asked for, I'm getting, is a sort of unconditional love. For some of you, it's a divine feminine, Um, and by that I mean an energy that brings creation, that brings nurturing, an energy that brings, um, new love into your space. For those women who are watching and see this divine feminine card, it's not about, it doesn't necessarily mean that, it's a woman coming into play, although all love is love to me. What this means by divine feminine is that if you're a woman and you're watching this, you are probably the divine masculine. Why do I say this? Because you have probably adopted the side of the divine masculine where you only work, you're just set on anything except love, and that's where the divine feminine comes in. This is going to be a masculine that comes in, that brings you and teaches you what true love is. Now, back to what I was saying about your preparation from the divine. So, the divine has been preparing you for this moment, and that is why I am being asked to deliver this message to you. The choice is yours. Do you wish to remain in your head and keep those thoughts that have been in your head of negativity? Because again, I remind you, you create your reality. Life is like a mirror. If you stand in front of the mirror and all you do is frown, all you do is, cry in front of the mirror, what do you expect the mirror is going to reflect back to you? It's going to reflect the exact same thing. If you would like abundance in your life, even if what surrounds you doesn't show the evidence of it, the only way for you to change the outcome of the mirror is for you to change your face. So try smiling in the mirror for once. Try hugging yourself in the mirror for once, because I feel like for some of you, your wish came to you and it's like you were telling the divine, now is not the right time. And I just find that so hilarious, because how are you telling God that it's not the right time? Like, God, source, spirit, universe is the one who knows when the right time is for anything and everything to come into your life, um, but again, I've been told to reiterate that it is up to you. But there is an extra message that, you see, if you choose, through your free will to not act now, then this opportunity will not be there anymore. Not that it will never come back again. It may not be in form of the same person, but if you decide to not act now, and if you decide to stay in your emotions as you have been, to stay in these sort of low vibrations, you know, if you decide to stay in these low vibrations, not wanting to take a risk on your life, and to change your life, then this cycle will continue, because it's, in short, you're asking God to continue learning the lessons that you haven't learned yet. But if you do feel like you have learned the lessons, that you're tired of heartbreak, you're tired of feeling let down, you're tired of feeling like you're on your own all the time, then act now. You know, you can always get out of low vibrations, because it is just a matter of choice. You know, this whole concept of heaven and hell, it's all created in our minds. Like, earth can be a heavenly place if you choose different. You know what I mean? But it's all up to you at the end of the day. If some of you would like more guidance upon that, I'm gonna make my services are already available, on my website. Because this is really deep and this video is going to end up being like more than an hour, but I'm going to schedule a day to talk about that, like how our conditioning affects our love lives, because sometimes you may end up feeling guarded and feel like you need to protect yourself all the time from relationships when, you know, I'm being told to give an example of mine. So, for example, with me, I've had trouble with relationships in the past, um, mostly because I, for example, used to say nobody cares about me, or I used to say nobody loves me. And for example, with those, when I was doing my shadow work, I had to then face myself and be like, okay, Hailey, so nobody cares about you, but do you really care about yourself, And that really took me aback. And when I sat with it and meditated on it, I saw that it's true. I was searching for relationships because I wanted people to love me, to give me the love that I didn't have for myself. And those relationships will never take you anywhere. You'll probably stay in them for a while, And, even with situations where people are dealing with infidelity, cheating, it's simply because you saw the signs, you knew this person was like this, and because you are not honest with yourself, you cheat yourself, quote unquote, then are you shocked that you have a cheater in your relationship? Do you get my flow? All right, let's check the signs that Virgo and Capricorn are dealing with. What star signs are Virgo and Capricorn dealing with for the month of May with regards to love? Ooh. So I'm going to pick 4 cards because you guys are 4. Because you guys are 2 people. So we have Leo and Cancer as the first 2 energies that came out. So either you have this in your chart or whoever you're thinking about has this in their charts. Okay, 2 more cards. What star signs are the collective of Virgo and Capricorn dealing with regards to love for May? What are the star signs? What are the star signs? You guys have no idea how amazing this thing is that the divine has lined up for you. Please make sure that you try and document your dreams if possible. The message is there for you. There are messages there for you, definitely. Oh, one of the cards that popped out is Virgo, so you may be dealing with another person who has Virgo in their chart. Please note as I pull up these signs, this can be either their sun, their moon, their rising, their Venus, their 4th or 5th or 7th house. The 4th house is all about home and family, so if you're already in a committed relationship, then that would apply. For 5th house, it's about people who are just getting to know each other, dating. It's also the house of children, so hey. Then the 7th house is the house of commitments. Ooh, so you are also dealing with oh no, I mixed them up. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's weird. Capricorn. Okay, let's just do that anyway. And then at the back of the deck is Gemini. So the people you are dealing with are either a Gemini, a Capricorn, a Leo, a Virgo, or a Cancer. Remember, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or 4th, 5th, and 7th house. So now we're going to pick some tarot. We're going to start, we're going to do 3 questions. The first question is going to be how you feel about the person that you have in mind. The second question we're going to ask the divine is how you both feel about each other. And then the third question is going to be about how the person that you are thinking about feels about you. And then we're going to close off the reading with some love messages. I'm also getting most of you haven't been sleeping. So So if you can find some time to rest, please do. I feel like a broken record saying this, but yeah, again, most of you, like your inner child healing, I totally understand. It's a thing that all of us in the whole world deal with. Let nobody lie to you. Even if somebody feels like they had an ideal childhood, nobody goes into parenting knowing what they're doing 100%. So what I'm gonna do is put down below the link to one of my favorite meditations for inner child healing. All right, one more shuffle to find out what's going on for Virgo and Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, 4th, 5th, and 7th house. This can also work if you have a stellium in Capricorn or Virgo. So the first card is the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is talking about, some sort of lack of truth, lack of honesty, lack of being able to form a new philosophy or a new way of thinking. So this is how, you probably feel about the person. You feel like, I'm also getting too good to be true. You feel like whoever you're dealing with may be too good to be true. Then it's followed by the Queen of Swords. You also feel, now the Queen of Swords, by the way, Swords energy is air energy, so it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is, this is a divine feminine energy that knows their worth. They are guarded, but they are guarded with good reason because they know their worth. They are guarded because probably they've gone through it in life as well. So as much as you may identify and feel like, your love life hasn't been the best, the same has gone with them. But for them, they choose to stand in their truth and they will take nothing except the truth. This is a person who's completely no BS. Like you cannot mess around with them even if you tried. With the person sitting here cross-legged, I'm getting this a person who likes to meditate a lot, somebody who's really into unconventional things because you can see there's a butterfly painted on top of her. I'm also getting with this that this is somebody that you feel like is different from most of the people that you've met before. The third card for how you feel about your person is the Sun card in reverse. So for some reason you're unhappy with them. This is Leo energy, so I'm getting that you're probably unhappy with them because you don't feel like you can get your way with them. But then I'm also getting that the fact that you don't get your way with them is also something you privately like about them. So really confused energy, guys, which I'm not shocked because you are in a confused mind state. So there we go. Alright, so next we're going to pick some cards for how this person, how you both feel about each other. The first card is the Star card. This is Aquarius energy. The Star card is about wish fulfillment. This is somebody that, you have been praying for, as I said earlier, and they have been praying for you as well. You are both going through some sort of healing process, going back to that inner child situation, going back to the beginning and just being able to be the best versions of yourselves for each other. Because as I said in the beginning, what the divine is preparing for you is something that is no love you've ever experienced before. This is a true kind of love where each person knows that they need to come their best, and by their best I mean healed, like with no trauma from the past. both of you would like to invest in each other. Both of you see each other as a great investment. You both want to build an empire together. This gives me power couple vibes. This is a Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is earth energy, so you may be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Yeah, I'm liking these vibes for you guys. The final card is the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, mostly Scorpio, but it could be Cancer and Pisces as well. This is talking about the fact that you both acknowledge that you are, you know, you have a past life connection, that there is something greater that connects you two together. However, with the cups in reverse, it feels like both of you feel like you'll never be able to come together for some reason. So I'm getting from this other person's side, they probably feel like, you'll never come together because of, how you're dealing with your emotions, but they probably have no idea about how you feel, and vice versa on your side. You feel like there can be no connection, because you haven't been able to see that whatever drove this point to happen was as a cause of you projecting, there's this song, I think I talked about it earlier, Miguel, uh, it was with Taurus. In the beginning, if you watch the video, he says, I am the projector and you are the projection, so think about that. So let's get the last three cards and then we get your messages, okay? So, ooh, fancy. This is the twin flame card. So, as you can see, the two, Kundalini snakes going up the staff. This is, with the lion in the background. So, either one of you might have really potent, Leo energy. You may have it in your chart, but this is how your person feels about you. They feel like you are their counterpart, their divine counterpart, and they want union with you. That's what they see and feel despite everything. Okay, let me move things up so you can see them. Great. So the second card is the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Two of Wands talks about planning. It talks about, somebody who's made a decision, somebody who has already put out a manifestation into the universe. And now, as I told you how manifestation works, what you think about and what you desire. So right now, they're putting out their desire into the universe so that they can move into the Three of Wands, where they can now wait for what they have asked for to come to them. But I feel like they're in a place where they have to kind of, figure out how is best to deal with this whole situation, because they're not too sure like where it's gonna go. The final card is the Eight of Wands, same fire energy. So this talks about, lack of communication, blocked communication, but there is passion here. Both of you are passionate about each other. Um, they also feel like, it's kind of this energy for the Six of Wands. They feel like, they may not be victorious, that they're slowly coming to terms that, you two may never come into union. That's quite a lot. But you guys know your situation best. This is a general reading. So I'm going to go into, messages that you'd like to communicate to each other. So Divine, what would the Capricorn and Virgo collective like to say, if they could, from their heart of hearts to their beloved? Okay, we have one card coming out. It says, I feel like we're drifting apart. What else would they like to say to their beloved? Thank you. I don't want to fight anymore. That's beautiful. So there is some kind of hope. But others of you feel like, I feel like we're just too different. We want different things. I don't think differences are quite a bad thing, but it's up to you. I mean, imagine if like the person was exactly the same as you, you know? How boring would that be? Like, what would you learn from each other? What would you learn from each other? Anyway, this is your mutual energy. It says, "You are my best friend. I feel safe with you." Two more cards for how you mutually feel about each other. Divine, how does this couple feel about each other? Or not couple, how do these love interests feel about each other? Silence, Okay, we have something. It says, "I am dealing with things that I can't share right now." So yeah, with this healing card with the star, as I mentioned, you're probably healing from things, you know, that you feel are too traumatic to share. Ooh, three more cards popped out. So this is interesting. It says, "I feel like we rushed into things. I need some time alone to think. And we need to let go of each other." So some of you are probably feeling like, you know, you just need some time to think, and then, you know, you'll be able to make a decision, while others of you are just seeing that there's no, or feeling like there's no hope. And these are the two groups that I talked about in the beginning. The group that's going to decide to have a new beginning in love, and then there's another group that will decide to stay in the same karmic cycle and will decide to let go. Okay, so let's get some messages from the love interest of Virgo and Capricorn. What would their love interest like to tell them? "I'm healing from my past, and that's why I pushed you away." Two more. What would the love interest of Virgo and Capricorn like to communicate to them for the month of May? What would the love interest of Virgo and Capricorn like to communicate to them for the month of May? So it seems like there's been quite a lot of silence, like you guys haven't been speaking to each other. Alright. It says, "Everything about you is a turn on." And the last one is, "Can we work on our connection? I'm ready to do what it takes." Ooh. Okay. There are your messages. I'm not going to, you know, go deeper into them, because at the end of the day, you have free will. It is your life at the end of the day again. But I do hope that you really consider putting yourself first for once. I hope you do consider truly learning how to love yourself, even if you do not, you know, end up with this person. I really do hope that you may learn how to love, so that whatever comes in future, you will not neglect it, and you will not push away what is beautiful and what is your just due, because the divine has seen you struggle in life and has seen you go through the most, and the divine sees your deepest desires and thoughts, you know, when you're alone at night, and sees that you really, you know, you really do want a team member, and somebody who really gets you and accepts you for who you are. So with that, that is your reading. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you guys so, so much. If you'd like to book a personal reading, again, the link is down below. And remember the discount. So with that, I send you all of the love and all of the light. Namaste.